My name is Jade Herrera, and I'm here to talk to you about discrimination against Spanish speakers. Imagine this. You're having a conversation with your friend when suddenly someone comes over and tells you how to speak. This is a discrimination many Hispanics face today. The scenario is a Hispanic person is speaking Spanish when suddenly someone comes over and tells them to speak English. Today I will prove to you how discrimination against Spanish speakers will not advance today's societies. The discrimination against Hispanics has increased over the last few years. This is partially due to the rise of political parties going against Hispanic minorities. These race-related attacks have become progressively more violent and frequent. Donald Trump has been a major advocate for these xenophobic attacks. In America's minority groups, Hispanics are more likely to be victims of this abuse. This situation partially affects me. This happened to me while I was speaking to my mother in Spanish at a store. An American woman comes up to us and tells us to speak English or to not speak at all. This deeply offended me, but she made me realize that there are crueler things in the world. I am not the only one who had to go through that. According to the Census Bureau, there are 58.9 million Hispanics in the U.S. who have to face this on a daily basis. The language barrier between Hispanics and Americans has increased over the last few years. This imposed a linguistic threat on the American community. This has caused a surge of programs to be created for Hispanics to learn English. I do not disagree with this point, because if a person is going to live in a country, they should slowly adapt to the culture and language. For example, if I wanted to move to France, I would want to slowly adapt into the language and the culture. The same concerns are in America. The only difference is that America is restricting the speaking of Spanish. I would not want someone to come tell me to not speak my native tongue. If it is not acceptable in other countries, why would it be acceptable in America? According to an article written by Rosa Contreras, the largening of the linguistic gap was helped when the U.S. started to illegally claim territories that belonged to Mexican Americas with disregard to the treaty in place. Government officials started to place an English-only rule where all political discussions were to be disputed in only English. And this caused Hispanic officials who were not fluent in English to lose land opportunities. This occurred in the 1960s and not only happened in political environments, but also in schools. Students were punished for speaking Spanish by being humiliated or paddled. This form of discrimination was long forgotten since the 1960s, but the discrimination has taken a large increase over the last few years. From this research, it is evident that Hispanics are being ill-treated in America. The levels of discrimination has changed over the course of 100 years. They have gone up in levels of discrimination and down. Since the government has shown progressively more hatred towards the Hispanic community, the levels of discrimination have gone up. I hope I proved to you today that discriminating against Spanish speakers will not help improve our society for the better future. Thank you for listening. Bye. Stop.
Se fue para arriba, ¿no?
In America's groups, Hispanics are more likely to be... Abuela!